you're born in Israel, you're born to survive. I mean, it's weird. It's something that you don't, I know this only like, as a grown man, like you don't realize that as a young kid. You walk to school, bombs in the sky, you feel like, oh.
You think that's just normal?
It's normal, it's standard. Every 2 years something happened, you grew up on stories, you want to serve the military like your father, like your grandfather, your uncle, everybody's doing, like you want to be one of the heroes in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, guys? So today's episode is brought to you by our proud sponsor, Elevated Silence. This is one of my favorite sponsors, not only because Jim Hood is a very dear, close friend of mine. He's been on this podcast several times, but because I am an avid user of this product. As you guys know, I love to go to the range. I love to train civilians and law enforcement, and this is the suppressor that I use each and every time I go to the range. I can tell you this, every time I bring it out, I get nothing but compliments of just how quiet it is. There's people are always looking for these differences in suppressors. They want it lightweight, but with lightweight, it's probably going to be a little bit louder. The heavier the weight, it's going to be quieter. And I think Jim has found the perfect combination of both, which is why I love this suppressor. He makes everything from 22 to 300 Norma. So if you guys are looking for a suppressor for your rifle or pistol, be sure to check Elevated Silence out. Use the code SMS15 to get 15% off. And also he has some awesome merch for these red hats and this red shirt right now. If you purchase it, a percentage of the proceeds goes to the American Suppressor Association, which will defend your rights to be able to use suppressors as you should, as any American should. All right? Thank you, and God bless.
Welcome to Shoot Me Straight. Dave Fields, Eddie Gallagher, Joe and Danny. Danny Oz, Joe Shiloh.
Yes, sir.
They're locals here that have moved here from Chicago. Previously, though, lived in Israel. And I'm excited to hear about your IDF stories, too, of just growing up in Israel. We went to Israel a while back, and it was one of the most incredible, probably the most incredible trip I've ever taken. We went all around Israel.
I can see that. Interesting country.
There's no other place in the world like Israel.
Wow.
It's very unique. And so,
Yeah, I've never been. No, I've never got to go over there. I know my wife and I are trying to plan a trip at some point to head over there, and it's always one of those destinations that you want to go to,
right.
At least check out once.
Oh yeah.
But I've done some cross training back in the day with some of the Israeli military.
Oh, I'm sure.
They've come down here, and
Yeah.
they're always awesome to work with, man. That's one thing. You guys definitely have a excellent military, and I mean your special forces and everything like that. You guys are on point, mainly because you're working all the time.
Yeah.
Never not engaged, so there's
Right.
never any like downtime to.
It's in our blood, man. We can control it.
Yeah, you're fighters, which I like. It's good.
yeah, you're surrounded by all sides of people that don't want
All of our best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're born in Israel, you're born to survive. I mean, it's weird. It's something that you don't, I know this only like, as a grown man, like you don't realize that as a young kid. You walk to school, bombs in the sky, you feel like, oh.
You think that's just normal?
It's normal, it's standard. Every 2 years something happened, you grew up on stories, you want to serve the military like your father, like your grandfather, your uncle, everybody's doing, like you want to be one of the heroes in Israel. Mm-hmm. And it's natural.
Is it so the pride there to serve is like
yes.
throughout, right?
Most of the people, yes, things have changed lately. Obviously, generation, But here's the proof. I mean, October 7, everybody was talking shit about this generation that they won't be able to handle a war, and we lost good friends, and
Personal friends.
yeah.
During that attack.
Yes. People that you will never think they can die. Like those heroes that you will never get killed. Like no way someone can kill this person.
October 7th, was it 2023?
2023, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
2023.
Crazy time.
We're sitting here. Yeah, we're sitting here on Saturday watching the news, and you're just shocked that that's happening inside the country.
Yeah. And the way that it was done too.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
That-
they were coming in on those gliders. or
On
whatever.
gliders, motorcycles, tractors,
Walking and grabbing people
and
brutally from their home, and walking to Gaza and like beat the shit out of them, rape them, murder them like in the worst way, and recording everything and put it on live. Everything was on live cameras to Gaza. That was ridiculous, man.
we didn't even grasp what we see. It started at 6 a.m. there, which was 10 p.m. our time.
Right.
So we're watching TV because we're starting getting texts. Hey, do you see what's going on? So we open Israeli TV, and we see in the news
You don't believe it.
the host is texting or getting voice messages from people locked in shelters. Say, hey, come save me, send the military, and that's live, broadcasted live, and RPGs and
You see the SUVs with all those terrorists in the back, like just destroying, the South. And you guys, it took me, this 2 years to realize, but technically, there wasn't an organized operation to, finish the attack. There was a bunch of Israeli people from all over the country that just went south with their guns and somehow, connect to each other, and they actually...
Civilians, because every civilian is former military by minimum.
Former
So
military.
people just take their guns, pick up a friend on the way, drive an hour to the
Yeah.
south,
And they wanna fight.
and look who to save and who to fight.
You're talking about thousands of terrorists inside the land, killed by,
Yeah.
as a SEAL, how much power has a unit of 6 people, 8 people, 12 people, how much power they have to fight together. You're talking about hundreds of random people. Nobody talk to each other. Nobody knows to each other. There is no training, no connecting
specific for that.
specifically. Yeah.
And everyone in civilian clothes,
Civilian
even
clothes,
soldiers and
nobody's
police
ready.
officers, everyone came from home with a handgun and wearing civilian clothes. So who
Fin-
fights who?
Yeah, and finish this attack in 24 hours. Within 24 hours, there was clear. Obviously, it happened what happened, but
Yeah.
clear. You think no way anywhere else people will be able to handle such an attack and clear the place within a day.
Yeah. How many Israelis were killed?
In the initial attack, I think 1,200, out of which around 450 are military and police. Yeah.
But that's
And those are the 450 who pretty much fought around 4,000 terrorists,
right.
pretty much by themselves. The military got like
No
12,
no back.
14, 24 hours later, and then started to work organized village by village
Right.
and clean it out. But the most was done by those 450.
And these is the hostages that were just released. Was that from October 7th?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hostages?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So they've been
Some of the
They've been there
2
for
years.
2 years.
Exactly 2 years.
underground. Yeah, I know.
Underground.
I was looking into that, and a lot of them they couldn't even show them on camera because they're so beat up.
Yeah.
Just malnourished.
Well, think about a place that you can't even stand for 2 years. No lights, no food, they recover. I don't know. They probably will need to recover forever, but obviously they will never go back to what it used to be.
No, they won't be the same.
It won't be the same no
they've
matter
done, like, you talk to Vietnam vets or guys who were POWs back in the day and that were, starved and malnourished, and like, yeah, they survived, but they're never the same again out here or their body. Yes. I mean, getting starved out like that, it's like your organs shut down and, trying to rebuild them back up. It's never gonna, your body's never gonna run like
No.
it did.
Now you have to understand these people. Not all of them were soldiers, or at least fighters. For us as a soldier, you train hard. Maybe even us as special forces or veterans. No matter how aggressive, they train us or how much we felt like we were ready for what the worst, right? You'll still get, you being in a tunnel for 2 years, you handle it, but
Yeah, I mean, the damage is gonna happen.
the damage is going to happen no matter
Yeah.
what. These people are not ready. Most of these people are just random people. Most of them are not fighters with the mentality of, dude, I'm ready for this shit. And even though nobody can handle it, even us, nobody will be able to handle such a terrible things but these people have been there for 2 years, and I have no idea how did they survive, because so many things running in my head. Obviously you can't judge, and you can't say, what would you do until you're there, and thank God we're not there. But, you're talking about old men and women, young kids.
A person who just got released in the last deal finally, he lost his brother who was also in captive, and his 2 parents were murdered in front of him in the house when they kidnapped him. So 2 years later, he leaves no parents, no brother.
Jeez,
And now-
I can't even imagine.
Can't.
I mean,
What's the point of life? You know what I'm saying? And people start getting Yeah, a lot of people start like it's a lot of suicide cases.
Yeah.
Were y'all in
Lately.
Chicago at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sitting in the living room watching the Israeli news, it was
Did
just
that make you want to go back over there?
All the thoughts combined, go there and fight, stay here.
thankful
see
that
what's
we're not there.
happening.
Bunch of
Yeah.
mixed feeling, man.
Oh, I mean,
You know, like mixed feeling that
let me ask you this: like before that attack happened, like you said, I think you brought it up a little bit earlier when I asked about the mandatory service and that's the pride and in the country and everything. But you're like, oh, well, generational differences. Before that attack, was there like some differences where they're like, hey, we don't, like the younger generation not liking the direction everything was going, or like trying to get Netanyahu out?
Yes, it was definitely going there, but still, it's very slowly bubbling from within.
Yeah.
So in general, yes, people still enlist, still try to go and serve, still want to go to college, still want to do the regular, day-to-day stuff that they see around them.
right.
But also a lot of people are immigrating out of Israel. A lot of people are doing whatever they can do so they're not recruited. So they fake illnesses or mental issues, so they're not getting recruited.
How hard is it not to get recruited, though? I mean,
It's pretty hard.
you have to have like a pretty legitimate reason.
Or legitimate reason, or enough money to pay some psychiatrist or a doctor, because that works too, just like everywhere else in the world, especially in
Money
Israel.
talks.
Yes,
Money
and
talks.
it's Israel, man. In a way, it could be very
works that way too.
somehow, but Israel, it's more. It could be some very close to Thailand
Okay.
in this way. Like you can know the right person to
Yeah.
to get what you need. In a way,
Gotcha. Would you say that has shifted from the attack, or is it still like, hey, some people are like, I kind of want to be here, I want to leave?
for me, it's hard to say because we live here, so we don't really know what's happening there. But the people we talk to, some people actually want, like I feel like
I think everyone got even stronger in their opinion. So
Right.
people who are, for the country and for
That's
the
a very
military
good- yeah, that's a very
are
good
even more, hey, you got to come back, you got to enlist, let's go fight, let's do something, let's open a group.
right.
And the people who were doing what's mandated from them, but they don't really support it anymore, now say, okay, I got to move out.
Yeah. Okay.
And it happens to a lot of good people. Like my older brother is moving over here next year, and he did 7 years in the Army. He was an officer. He was a F-16 pilot.
Oh, wow.
And
Lots of good people moving out for a
Yeah,
reason.
he's
we
tired.
moved. Let's talk
Yeah.
about ourselves. We moved for a reason,
Yeah, and we were discussing that earlier before the podcast starts, and like how you kind of saw the writing on the wall early
Yeah.
on. It's like you're proud to serve your country, but then at the same time, it's like if I keep going in this direction, there'll be nothing left for me at the end.
Exactly.
right?
And I feel like it's not fair. Well, I believe in God very deeply, and I feel like if God gave me life to live once, I want to try everything I can to live the best. And this is where my decision to leave the country. It's not something. Think about you guys. Will you move the country and go somewhere else? Speak different language, go with a different people, different mentality. It's not something that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a perfect world, obviously I'll stay in Israel and live my life. But if I saw that it can't happen over there, or at least I did not know what's out there, let me explore first
Yeah.
what is out there for me, and I'll make a decision. Because I have a free choice. You know what I'm saying? Like I can choose where to live. It doesn't mean that I'm not a good Jewish, I'm not a good Israeli. A lot of people, you get a lot of feedback from friends and family. You left the country, you have no rights to talk. You're such a,
Yeah.
like a lot
traitor,
of
you're hypocrite,
Yeah.
blah, 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 you don't know.
don't even call, we got those text messages on October 7th. Don't even text us on the group chat. You're not even here. So live your fucking American dream and shut the fuck up. Stuff like that from good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ignore all this kind of stuff. I made a decision, and that's
It's the same mentality. It's like they're inside their own bubble.
Yeah.
Like they're inside
Yeah.
their Israeli bubble, and they're like, hey,
Exactly.
this is what we've been taught. This is what has been shoved down our throat. This is what we believe in.
Exactly.
And if you leave, you're on
You're not
south
part of
side
it.
now.
Exactly.
You're not,
Exactly.
It's like that saying, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, you're gone. Now we're just going to talk shit that you've
Yeah.
left, and you're not doing what your part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's this. We have the same thing here a little bit within our military. It's like as soon as you leave and you're no longer defending this nation,
nobody cares.
yeah,
Yeah, nobody
You're forgotten about, but also, if you leave early, it's the same thing. Like, oh, you you pussy, you know,
Yeah.
you left. But it's at the same time, it's like I can't, just like you guys said, you know, you don't get mad at them. You're not like, you know, you're just like, okay, because they're in that bubble and they don't know anything else.
Yeah. See, I mean, once you saw something else, I mean, you know a little more than them.
Yeah.
You know, I believe what we know, it's what we see. You know, and I want to see more. I want to travel to learn more. The more my eyes see, the more I can.
Yeah.
You know, the more I want. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about everything.
When you first moved here from Israel, what was that like? Were you like very different?
Very different. So for me, I grew up. We both grew up different ways. So I grew up very poor. Obviously, my parents were the best. Always make us feel like the house is everything, but we had nothing. And you know, you can see that.
They were rich for a short while, so we enjoyed the wealth.
Well, I was 4 years old, but then bankruptcy.
It went to the exact opposite.
I did not enjoy the wealth. But anyway,
Very short while.
very short. But my parents are the best. Always show love, and you know they still together.
That's awesome.
I brought him over here. They're in Chicago. I brought him like a few years ago. My dad went to cancer, and I'm like, get out of this bubble, like crazy stress. Come over here. It will be better no matter what. You know, not even financial situation, like more, free, like more
Your mental state.
Yes.
Yeah.
And anyway, moving from Israel, for me, America is like everything you see in the movies. You know, high-rises buildings, rich people, everything is, you know, big and beautiful and all that. And then I land in Chicago. O'Hare, you know, you go to the suburbs there, you see, oh, shit, where is it? And then, okay, I get it. It's a downtown that looks like the movie, like more like big cities, but the suburbs is different. You get,
Yeah.
I used to work in Southside for 3 years. You know, nothing like what was in my, you know, nothing like I imagined America will be like, you know. But then, like I said before, you learn about, okay, it's some areas, cities, you know, different level, different type of, you find out it's not that different than Israel, but obviously bigger scale.
Yeah, and it's,
you know, different.
It's tribal in
Yeah.
its own way here.
Yeah,
Right?
Well, I heard something that the actual geographic size of Israel is like New Jersey. Like, I mean, it's.
You mean the size or?
The size. I imagine it's bigger
Yeah,
than
it's
New Jersey.
it's
but-
a little bigger than New Jersey, but yeah,
But it's- you
small.
think of,
It's like, I don't know, maybe a
Americans-
quarter of Florida in size.
Yeah. You think America, I mean, it's 50 countries, and so to speak.
It's crazy because funny thing is, growing up in Israel, for whatever reason, the Israelis always compare themselves to the Americans. I don't know why. No idea. Over here, I'm getting like it's driving me crazy. Like for example, there was a guy who got shot in Pennsylvania, somewhere in the state.
Oh,
I don't even know.
in St. Louis,
yeah.
Missouri, an Israeli guy.
Israeli guy who's doing locksmith got shot. Dude, I'm getting like 25, no, maybe 50 message. Dude, you okay? Is everything okay with you? I'm like, what you talking about? What happened?
They think it's a bubble.
They think it's a small country like that.
like
Someone comes to LA for a trip, and then they call us and say, "Hey,
come see me."
I'm in town. Come see me." Dude, what are you doing? It's 6 hours flight.
And it's something we don't know. Like, you know, in Israel growing up, we think we know because we, you know, the smartest, the white, you know, like Israeli. Something about our mentality. We're the best. There's nothing better than us.
confident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very confident. In a good way.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not a good way, but you know. So it took me myself took me years to learn. He traveled before, so he knew a little bit about what is over here. But for me, landing over here was I actually enjoyed not knowing the place and learn it from the beginning as a grown up, and not like people tell me what to think about places, or as a kid, you know, do this, you have to do this, you know, you
Yeah.
go there. So this is my eyes
Seeing that.
exploring
all
it.
in.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
all my decision, and I can create it whatever I want to.
That's what's so interesting is other countries like know our news like even more than modern Americans.
Probably, yeah.
Some and some don't.
That's true.
Like we're Americans are ignorant to a certain degree as well. Like we live in our own bubble, and we think that everything that happens to us here, like everybody in the world knows. And I remember going to Ireland back in like 2011, and we were at some pub, and you know they were like, "Oh, you're American?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're talking." And we brought up like I think they asked what I did, or I was like in the military, like 9/11, and they're like, "What's that?"
Well, that's being dumb as fuck, man.
Well, but at the same time, I kind of knew. I was like, dude, you don't know. And they're like, no.
Good for them. I mean,
And I'm like, dude, that is pretty. I mean,
Pretty wild.
it's pretty wild because, and that made me take a step back, and it's like because just my reaction was like, You don't know. Like, dude, then I was like, dude, what an arrogant American I am to be like, you don't know what happened to our country, and it's like, well, I don't know half the stuff that happens to your country.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can't compare. I mean,
But Israel is trying to be America.
Right.
Like 9/11, everyone in Israel had it live on TV. Not
well,
a
as the
single
young kids, you
person
watch
was-
this. I mean, you feel the. I feel like it's the relationship between Israel to the
It is,
states.
and that is we have
That you
a
wanted
very
to feel-
close tie.
Israel is trying and want to be America, and I think the gap is slowly closing, like mentality, but it was 30 years delay. I think now it's about 5 years delay. So what's happening here comes to Israel, from trends
Right.
from TikTok and Snapchat to the food and types of restaurant and mentality. So Israel is trying to be America. The gap is slowly closing because everything is
Israel
global.
and the United States have always had a close.
Yes.
I mean, they've always had each other's
Which is
back,
amazing.
and they've always. I mean,
I feel like it's amazing. It's a good thing.
biblical.
You know.
in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Well, I think that it is biblical.
Yeah.
Because we're America's a Christian, pretty much. We're founded on Christianity.
Right.
So
Right.
that is why we have
Yeah.
close ties. And I think like with all this stuff going on now, obviously, I mean, with all the information, with social media and all this, there's all these now mixed feelings, and people are like, I couldn't believe the amount of people after the attacks in this country that came out as like, anti-Israel and
That's terrible, man. It's
And-
more like the younger generation. I feel like my son was in college at that time.
yeah, there's the same people that are anti-American that
Right.
in America, and you're like, dude. But if you ask them why, it's like, okay, then explain to me why, and all they're doing is regurgitating
Something
like
is
some
someone else told
clickbait,
them.
Yeah.
stuff or something somebody else told them, and it's like no thoughts of their own because they don't have any experience.
Exactly. So, but how would you say these people who has no experience and no thoughts on their own making a crazy decision
Because someone's behind their ear.
exactly to be part of such a big, like they have power. Like you're talking about all these young kids in colleges, they putting all those protesting against Israel or against America, whatever. All these
Yeah.
people that we spoke about earlier about Charlie Kirk as a joke, but he was trying to fix this mind
Yeah.
and this young generation. Let's actually talk. Let's speak fact.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is why he was killed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And let's talk fact, and I'll prove you're wrong. And I'll try to, fix your mind and put it in the right place. And it just proved me that the world that we live is a fucking illusion, man.
It is.
It's a fucking illusion. People always laugh at me when I said it. Me and my wife, when I'm getting drunk, she's recording me all the time. I always laugh, and I'm,
You start going off on your rants.
I'm going with a glass of wine, like, God sent me over here to tell all of you that you're fucking living an illusion. Don't don't stress too much. Don't be mad. Don't waste your energy in bad thing. I mean, that's the way I realize, my life after become a father and all that. Life should be simple as much as we can make it simple. It's still hard. I'm still,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work that needs to be done. But if we're living in an illusion, I want to live to the fullest. Like I want to go with the most craziest ideas. I want to do one of the decision to move over here is to prove my kids. I moved junior and freshman in high school, and they hated me for like 2 months. And now they like understand, okay, I have friends.
Yeah.
It wasn't the end of the world. I'm actually living better life. The weather is nicer. The beach is right there. Good people are here. I want to prove them as a father, it's possible. Do what you want to do. We never know when is our place in this list. Eventually we're all going to die. We never know when. Till then, just enjoy. Losing friends in a very young age taught me that don't waste your time.
Life's short.
Life is short. Live life every single day. Be thankful that you wake up in the morning and be thankful for God.
You have the knife on you?
I do. Oh, not yours.
Oh.
The other one. He got me a very nice gift.
Oh yeah.
But it's pretty much living life as a day, and every day is a new opportunity to make it amazing. Because you see people die like in an accident, like less than a second, and losing everything.
Yeah.
And then what's the point? What's the point
One
of?
day y'all lost tons of friends.
Yeah.
His sentence and what I engraved on a knife for him is live like there's no tomorrow, plan like you'll never die.
Nice.
Which we live by that.
Yeah.
We live by that in any kind of aspect, personal, business.
So still set goals, think about the future, but live right now the best you can.
I think like through my time, obviously spending a lot of time in different countries through my military career, I find that like that is the common thread, or like that mindset that you guys have, that are people like a lot of like immigrants that come here have that mindset because they've actually come from struggle, or they've come from a place where like, dude,
Right.
I know like life can end like that
Right.
anytime. So when you come over here, they have a whole different outlook. Where, as we talked about before, with these like these kids in college campuses, or this younger generation who has never left America, but they'll find a million things to bitch about in America that don't.
Which is ridiculous.
It's like because they're entitled, because they're spoiled. And I brought this up. It's probably like 8 years ago, where it was like back then we hadn't gotten to the point we are now, which is I think we're living in upside down world half the time. But it was like they were talking about transgender and this and that, and like we need rights and blah blah. And I'm like, dude, we are so spoiled in this country. We're literally chopping our dicks off and being like, now I want rights. I want to feel like I should be somebody, or and I'm like, dude, that is how good we have it over here, where you can do that, and people will listen, I guess, but I'm like, go try that somewhere else.
Yeah. What other
Like,
countries
you
are
wouldn't
doing
make it 10 steps. You know what I mean?
Not even 5.
Yeah.
It's funny because people in Israel are always asking us, you see, like you said, immigrants make it. The immigrants who came in the right way, the immigrants who came to, live their American life as American. It's also a lot of people in the, they came here to make bad things, and it's a whole different.
Yeah.
Come here, don't bring the culture. You want your
Exactly.
culture at home, but
Do
be
it.
American outside your home.
That's the way we believe, at least. If this is my country, I'll support my country. If I'm not supporting this country, I'll go to live in the country that I'll support.
Yeah.
And doing it, you just shocked that all the Americans doesn't see all these opportunities here. But because we came from the struggle,
Yeah.
we find out, wow, I can do so much over here.
Well, that's what America was built on.
Was it
immigrants
immigrant mentality?
Right.
Which
coming over here and wanting an opportunity.
So what do you guys think about it? Like how can you change it that the American people, probably the system, I guess, the American people will be the leader of these opportunities? Like why American, like all of our employees, you see people, they actually go study, they went to college, spend so much money, and they still struggle financial because I think the system not maybe teaching what are the opportunities over here. But as an immigrants, when you see the worst, all you see is only the opportunities because it's way better than where we came from.
Yeah.
Well, I think the opportunities that you guys see when you come over here are not looked like highly upon with Americans, or with the way that we're raised, the way this system is here. And I think it is changing a little bit, but the way, like when I was growing up, it was like the American dream was you go to high school, do good in high school, go to college, you need to get a degree, you need to get a bachelor's or master's degree, or you're never going to make it in this world. And the big thing was like, you'll be serving fries at McDonald's if you don't. Like there was something wrong with that, and I'm not saying, you should live up to your potential, but the way it was taught to me growing up is like, if you don't go to college and if you don't get a degree, then you'll be working some menial job as like a loser. And I'm like, well, and I used to argue back. I'm like, those people aren't losers. I'm like, they're hardworking people that are trying to make money for their family, that some of them might not have had the opportunity to go to college, or maybe some of them are just like, nope, this is what I'm going to do in life. But I think because of that mentality, and I have, friends that, they went to college and they got their degree, they got married during college, and they have the kids and the white picket fence, but guess what? They're in debt, like for the rest of their lives, pretty much paying
Right.
back. And I think that's the way the system has it, is to keep you down. It's like, yeah, that's the American dream. You do all these things that we say in order to be successful, but then you're in debt the rest of your life. Like we're controlling you and what happens to you the rest of your life. Where if you just break out of that and try to make something on your own, it's like, no, I don't need to go to college. Or you can. I'm not saying college is a bad thing, but it's like, I don't need to follow this system that it's in place in our schools and telling us what we have to do. It's like, I can make it on my own. But I think for immigrants that come over here, they already have that mindset. They're like, well, I'm not going to go to college because I'm already surpassed that, but I have
Right.
a work ethic like nobody else, and I have a vision, and I'm going to bust my ass and make it. And like that's what's so awesome when you see people come over here from all different countries and become successful, and you end up talking to them like, how do you become successful? The one thing that it really narrows down to is hard work.
Working
It's
hard,
like,
yeah.
I worked my ass off. I didn't ask for handouts. I didn't, go and complain like, oh, I'm not getting this or that, and that person is. It's like, nope, I kept my head down and I drove forward and I made what I have now.
Yeah.
And that you see that
Pretty
more
simple.
often than not with immigrants in this country.
It's very simple. You
You
can go
put it right
wrong
there,
in the U.S. if you work hard. How successful will you be? That depends on your skill and opportunities and environment. But
And
you
also,
can go wrong if you
what
work.
success is to you. What
Exactly.
what the mindset is. Or
You're asking?
yeah. Oh yeah. I'll ask you.
Okay, well, because that's a good question. Because I feel like we were talking about all the time. For me, being successful is not being belongs to a place,
Committed.
committed to a place for work. So if I can build something with hard work, well, I grind my ass for like 10 years, working literally 24/7. Like when I'm saying 24/7, I was sleeping with shoes like the military, ready for call, driving 2 hours for $10, not complaining about it, going to make this $10, even though I'm losing money on that. But I still had my vision, that this thing will get me somewhere and eventually build something that I'm not belongs anywhere. Like I can go anywhere I want. And I'm making sort of income from other places because I built something. For me, it's being successful. And this allowed me to spend time with my family, wife, raise my kids the way I want, travel, and not seeing people just losing their whole 70 years of their life, grinding with actually missing all the what's actually important in life.
With no vision. It's my definition too, freedom of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, free time, it's way more
Like,
valuable
you
than
can-
money.
You can make $5 million a year, and you can spend 4.95 million of that in the year.
Yeah.
And have to work 80 hours a week and
no,
do
thank you.
something that you
No,
don't
thank you.
love. And I mean, is that worth it?
No, thank you. Absolutely not. I think it's the opposite of life.
You can make
Or you can make
500 a year and have freedom of time and be able to save 400 of that and
and have
invest
everything,
it
and you can still have whatever you want.
yes.
Or you
So
can
get a
make
boat,
20 million a
house,
year, but
travel,
being obligated to a specific place and time and people, then you have no freedom. It's not about money.
I think there is a piece to that you mentioned though. It's not just hard work, it's having a vision that your hard work is building up towards.
Exactly.
That's the hard thing. It's like, man, you could work as hard as you could at any sort of service position job, but if you don't have a vision of where that's taking you, like when I was working for a software, I worked as a data analyst for a software company, but the whole time that I was working there, I was really studying the CEO and how he ran the software company, because one day I knew, hey,
You're gonna take-
let's start
yeah.
a software
Yeah.
company, and this is how the boss runs it. Here's how he runs the sales department. Here how, and I was back there just analyzing files, but I was really studying towards the
The
greatest.
system, yeah. And that's why you're here.
Yeah.
And you said something like it's changing a little bit. And I feel like it's changing because generation. So me, I'm Israeli, right? I'm immigrants, and I see my kid, right? Like my 15 years old Jackson. He see a father that wakes up before him and go to sleep after him. So he didn't go to college. He barely speak the language. He came here with nothing, but he's very successful. I mean, it's possible. So more and more, I'm sitting with these teenagers in my house. They were like hanging out,
yeah.
getting drunk, whatever.
Doing teenage.
Yeah, doing things. Just last weekend, it was a homecoming weekend, but that was a disaster in my backyard. But I'm enjoying it because for me, I'm living in a movie. I'm just enjoying it. But you see, talking to the young generation, they do have more, in my opinion, open-minded than maybe your generation, or, hey, go to college. These people make a French fries. This is like, you disrespectful them, like they're nobody. You don't want to be like that. You want to go to college, be a doctor, be a lawyer. I feel like this generation, with social media a little bit, with more like
Yeah.
getting a little bit more of outside of the country, like exploring social media. Oh, I can be rich just by making a stupid video and become like a fucking millionaire.
Yeah.
So they open their mind. I'm not saying it's a good thing. You need to know what you want to do. You need to still be managed somehow, but
There's more opportunity.
more
I think.
opportunity.
Yeah.
And they realize that. other than college. Because I hear, not just for my son, a lot of people said, I don't want to go to college. Which the grandma said, you have to go to college. Without college, you're nobody. And I look at him like, what you mean right now?
Yeah.
Like I have more, like I feel like I'm more successful than you, nothing to compare, but you went to college, all of your kids went to college, and I'm still making better life than all of you. So prove me the point. Why do I need to send my kids to college? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's for everybody being an entrepreneur or go your own way. Yes, college is still there and maybe a good fit for most of the people, but be open-minded.
Yeah.
It's possible.
If
Like
you
said,
have that vision,
hard
if you
work.
go to college for a reason,
and
because there's something you want to do.
You're setting the example for your kids, though.
Yes.
And that's like at the end of the day, that's what it really comes down to.
Right.
Is they're watching you get up early, go to bed late, take care of yourself, take care of the family,
Right.
and do all these things. And because I have a teenager, well, two of my kids are out of the house, but I have a teenager left, and
Boy, girl.
boy. So I have boy, girl, boy.
Mini Eddie.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. He's my clone. But it's all like, raising kids. It's like a whole nother It's so funny when you talk to people who have younger kids. They're like, oh, what age does it get better? What age was the best age? And
It doesn't get better.
It's all the same. It's like, but it's different. Like each age just comes with its own problems.
Yes, true.
And the way that you have to parent and switch up your parenting styles.
Different vibe.
But it's like the sweet spot though is when they're in high school.
Yes.
Because that is when they start maturing, and then they start looking at you. Especially I think boys
Yes.
will start looking at their father. At first they'll rebel against you, and they're like, I'm going to do everything the opposite of you because I'm trying to be my own person.
Right.
It's like,
Fine.
you got to let them trip. You got to, okay, go do that. I'll give you the guidelines, but if you're going to break them, okay, I'm going to let you learn. But then I think once they learn and they're like, okay, and they start watching you, that's where you start building all the stuff, all the fundamentals of like
True.
how to survive in this world, how
Yes.
to make it in this world.
What's actually important.
Yeah.
They start listening, not like fighting your opinion.
Yes.
They're like, okay,
And that's
fine.
the sweet spot is
Yes.
when they start listening and start actually taking on. You're like, oh, thank God.
Speaking about, that's when you feel like, all the years
Yeah.
I suffered
Yeah.
become to something. Just yesterday, the conversation, my son said, I want to get a new car. I'm like, okay,
We just went through this 2 weeks ago.
okay, what do you want? He said, probably one of his friends mentioned for, sports car, they like the speed, they like to drive fast, being stupid. He said, I like BMW. I'm like, dude, it's a terrible car. He said, why is that? And I told him, well, actually, I was in Chicago, the M4. I was in Chicago just renting this car because that was just easy to rent and it was just there. Awful car, man. Like you need a Jeep or like American car. You live in America, drive American car. I'm like all about it. And he's like, okay, well, I'll listen to you. You know what you're talking about. And that was the end of the conversation.
What?
I'm like, I was expecting like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. So then I asked him, why you listen to me? He said, oh, because if you drive a Jeep or you saying what you're saying, why is that? So I'm like, okay. Finally, the 16 years old looked at me and said, that was easy. I'm like, okay, I love you, man. Good night. He went to bed. I went to bed. I went to my wife and I'm like,
What just happened?
Did you see that?
he said, I'm right. He said, I know something. Usually, what do you know? What do we know? We know nothing.
Oh, I know. Believe me, yeah. My son,
It's funny.
we got him a car a couple weeks ago. He got his license, and of course, he's like, I want a car. And my wife, and thank God she's on the same page as me. We're like, do you have the money for one? And he's, and all of his friends, they all have these nice cars. Their parents get for them. I'm like, buddy, that's not how it works
here.
in this family.
Military, man.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's a military way.
you got to work. And so, we ended up buying him a beater. Like, this thing is, but it was real cheap. And we were like, hey, you're going to pay us back for this. And then once, you start making your own money, you can then buy your own car.
Yeah.
And, he got the initial, we showed him the car and he's like, because all of his friends have,
That's the best you can do for me.
But I'll tell you what, we went through about a couple of days of like, oh my gosh. But then I think, the more he's driving it now, and like just last night, he's like, I'm fine.
They realize it's just a car. It
It's
takes me
just a
from
car,
place to
man.
place. That's all you need.
It. It's not who you are,
Teaching our kids to have the right mindset is more valuable than giving right now a nice car.
Yes.
That's what I
Appreciate
believe.
it in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you're not going to appreciate it either if I buy you a nice car and you didn't earn it. You didn't work for it.
Yeah.
So therefore, you're not going to take care of it
No.
the way that you would if that was your own hard money that paid for this thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I see that a lot with all these kids.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I wreck these cars
They don't care.
or whatever, and I'm like, oh,
They
that's
don't
like
care.
I wrecked an $80,000 car.
Yeah.
I'd lose my mind. I'm like, so therefore, here's your $3,000 car.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do what you want with it. You know?
And they will appreciate it down the road. I'm sure he already,
yeah, he does.
but yeah, those are the skills that we're giving our kids for the long term. When I'm
Yes.
not gonna be here, I won't be able to support and help because who knows what would happen to us. At least I give them the right tools for life, you know, instead
Yeah.
of like, hey, here's my $80,000 car, go show off, you know,
Yeah.
your friends.
Now, did your kids grew up in Israel initially?
No, they're all American. They're all Americans.
All American.
Yeah, so I have three step kids. We never said step kids because they're never been my step kids. You know, it's
Same.
my
I have 2 that are mine.
kids.
Yeah.
The father is on and off, good guy, but you know, probably was not born to be a father, I guess, or whatever. It's the story. It's not my business. My wife was a single mom when we met, kind of. The grandma supported a little bit. 3 angels. Tyler was 11. No, so Tyler was 13 when we met. Talia were probably 4, and Jackson was 6. So this kid's right now. Tyler's 22, Jackson's 16, and Talia's 14. She's started getting much, much better. It's a 14 years old girl,
Yeah.
and you know, she teach me a lot of neat things in life. She definitely make
Daughters
me
will.
Yes.
Yeah, they make you grow as a man.
She's the biggest challenge in his life, more than business, more than
more than
marriage.
anything. He knows because he's the guy who's being my psychology every single fucking morning when something happened, and she doesn't know that, but she's actually started doing really, really good, which I'm very happy with that. So they all obviously they're born in Chicago, and my 2 kids were born in Chicago too, and we have a beautiful family. My wife, she's like my hero. She's without her, I'm nobody, and nothing, no business, no father, no good husband. Like, you know, she choosing the right wife. It's also something I learned over the years that I'm thankful, because that's probably the most important decision I have to make in my life. And if I make the wrong decision, I'll be either down or up. And I
Yeah.
think I made a good decision because I'm very happy. Complicated story, complicated family, a lot of challenges back then, but you know, it's been a while. And we passed everything, and I'm thankful. These kids used to be part of the biggest motivation for me to actually go grind for 24. Even though I'm a hard worker, it's part of me. I quit school when I was 14. It wasn't for me, always work. These kids, they're there. I need to support them. I need to, you know, provide them.
Yeah.
And I can't just be, you know, not even lazy for 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm thankful, man. It's a great family. My oldest son is 6'8", and he goes and says, "Oh, that's my father." Or, you know, some people look at us like, "What?"
He's
Oh, yeah.
6'8".
Well, his father used to be a basketball player,
Oh,
professional
nice.
basketball player.
Wow.
So he's 6'8", huge guy.
Holy cow.
So every time I goes, Jackson is now passing me 6'2", and he's like, "I'm bigger than you." I'm like, "Well, he's still got to do a lot of push-up doing the thing." I'm taking them up the low.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that never goes away.
Yeah, never goes away. And you know, I always tell him it doesn't matter how big you are, 9mm always will take you down. You know, that's something we'll learn. It's fun, man. Dealing with teenager, it's way. I love my young kids. They're the best. They again, you know, like living life with babies. It's great. This guy has like actually.
Got a 2-year-old
Oh, dang. So you're
and
nice.
one in the oven,
Yeah.
ready in 3 months.
Oh,
Another
whole-
boy.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. And you know, it's funny, you talked about our work ethic. And the only time that my kid doesn't have a tantrum is when I tell him, Daddy's going to work. He comes to me, kiss, give me a kiss, and he's all quiet, and I'm leaving. Anything else, get me an ice cream, I want food, I want TV, I want this, I want that. I don't give him, and you know, the whole thing. I tell him Daddy's going to work,
Let you
he's
go.
all calm, yeah. So they see it from very young.
Oh yeah, big time. And then they, like you brought up an important point, is what they see the way that you interact with your wife.
Oh yeah.
Because you said, and I think that is one of the most important things, is who you marry in life.
100%.
You know, who's going to be there with you and your teammate, and how you treat that individual. You know, how you treat each other.
Oh, yeah.
Them. That's also huge. You know, and the fact that you're like, you know, my wife's my hero. And I feel the exact same way.
I'm sure.
Especially for your boys, if they see like, okay, that gives them the example of like when they start looking for a girl to marry, and then obviously your daughter is the way that you act and the way that you parent. That's who she's going to try and emulate to marry.
100%. My son went for a first date with a girl in school the other day, and he's like, "I'm going to Publix. I'm going to get some flowers." I'm like, "Okay, very impressive. 16 years old, going for a first date with bringing flowers.
gentleman.
You know, like I would expect to be like, you know, just going to Top Golf or do whatever, Hawaii flowers. I'm like, okay, I'm proud of you, man. You see his flowers every Friday. You know, it's important to. I always teach my kids, mom and dad are good. You guys good. If we're not good, you won't be good. And they already came from the obviously divorced family, so they already know.
Yeah.
My older kids are. We don't want to go through it because my daughter Talia. Every time she used to create an argument between me and my wife. I mean, you know, it's energy. We argue about something. You know, me and my wife not all the time agree about things. You know, mother and father.
Yeah.
It should be different. It's natural. And I'm like, Talia, you gotta make sure that mom and dad are good, because otherwise, you know, you might not be good. And if me and mom in love and everything is good, you'll be good. So make sure, you know, we keep the line. We can argue, but don't go try to, you know, make the sip.
Don't try that mom and pop stuff.
No.
Constantly, yeah.
Yeah.
But they'll try. You know.
Kids being kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I love my family, love the wife, love the kids. It's fun. It's keeping me busy, so it's good.
Good.
I can't be. Dude, what about you, man?
I'm curious about so y'all went through, everyone in Israel, I'm going to go back to Israel.
Okay.
Everyone in Israel joins IDF.
IDF, yeah,
At
at 18. When you finish basically senior year.
Okay, so do you have 1 year mandatory service or
3.
No, 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Three
It used to be 3 years for males and 2 years for females. And now, you know, gender equality and all the bull crap. Now it's
what you asked
2 years and now it's 2 years and
boy.
6 months for boys
3 years.
and 2 years and 4 months for girls.
I remember when we were in Israel, we went to the Holocaust Museum, and I remember that there was a group of IDF, and they looked like they were 18, like brand new, and they said everyone in IDF has to take a tour of the Holocaust Museum.
Of course.
Not just IDF, even in high school
yeah.
and elementary, you do all the cultural stuff and historical stuff, and it's part of what builds you
Yeah.
into a system. Like they educate you a specific way, just like here, and
Yep.
you know, the narrative.
I remember.
I'm not saying it's not important. Don't get me wrong. But at the
it
same
is a
time,
narrative.
it's part of a system. I'm looking at a country also as a business, and business with many departments. So the country is a business. Then you have Department of Education, Department of Security, Department of Financials, and whatever. And every one of those have to be profitable. And how do you become profitable? You input, you know, different characteristics and paths to make sure people go a certain way to keep the business profitable.
Yeah, you instill a belief system.
Yeah.
Which I loved, by the way, because I loved that they had such national pride in the sense that they're saying, hey, this will never happen again. And so a way that this is never going to happen again is everyone in our country is going to know the history, know what happened. Like,
Which you
be
have
able
to.
see.
Oh yeah. Think about raising a generation that don't know anything about the Holocaust.
Correct.
Well, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
It's who we like. It's part of being Jewish.
Yeah.
The Holocaust is part of being Jewish.
Yeah.
If you don't know about it, you don't know stories, you don't know every single details about it. You know, it's a Holocaust day that all the TVs are off, only movies about it that being steered.
Most of
Strange.
high school kids are being sent to Poland for
Poland
2
too.
weeks of like going through the camps and seeing the actual museums.
Like to
on
be
site.
there to feel. There's one of
Yeah.
the most.
So
see the
my
concentration.
grandmother was
Yes.
actually in the Holocaust. She lost 6 brothers. They were 11, 5 survived. And I've been walking the same concentration camp that she was in. And like that's
Holy cow.
that's
that
mind
had to be
blowing.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be part of your DNA, so it's very important. Obviously, the museum, you know, a lot of tourism goes there. It's amazing
It's
to
very
see,
graphic.
yes.
I mean, it shows concentration
Yes.
camps and I mean, imagine as an 18-year-old going through that.
Oh, it's
seeing the
ridiculous.
history.
but crazy.
I mean, it has to produce something.
And
inside
new
you.
experience as a grown-up.
Yeah.
So imagine, like, you know,
Yeah, I went to the Holocaust Museum in D.C. when it opened as a kid. I remember when it first opened.
I never been there. I mean,
I don't know if they do it now, but when you went, they would get your age, weight, all like, and they would pair you up with a
specific-
kid that went through the hall, like,
oh wow,
and you would go with everything that he went through.
wow.
Yeah, which was like, as
Powerful.
a child, you're like, holy cow.
Yes.
Like, yeah, it's good. I think that needs to happen, you know. And like you said, if we don't share that with our younger generation, then history will repeat itself.
Oh yeah,
You know?
definitely.
The craziest thing that my grandmother had on Auschwitz, one of the camps, they had this famous place where they divided people to two lines, who dies and who goes to work. So she was waiting to be split to whichever line with her sister, and her sister had a baby. And her sister was sick. And if they see sick people, they send them
Yeah, to die.
to die. So her sister gave her the baby, and then they sent my grandmother and the baby to work, and they sent her sister to die, and she knew where she's going.
Like imagine this, man.
I can't.
A lot of people compare October 7th to the Holocaust. You know, there was a lot of things about it. Like they said, never again. But then in our country, you know, obviously the numbers are different. It's a huge difference. But it was the first time that the new Israeli people actually feel unsafe in their country. And I know it was a lot of things on the news that start talking about comparing October 7th to what we would experience in Germany. And think about a family like you, your wife. Like there was a TV show right now that came out. It's called First Light, I think.
Yeah.
Right? I think 4 or 5 episodes. And they give a real stories. And imagine this as a, you know, ex-military, right? A father who doesn't have the door, could not be locked, the door for the shelter room. The handle just broke. Hundreds of terrorists. He see them from the window outside of the house. He has 2 young kids and a baby and his wife inside the room. And he went outside with his body to protect the door with a little, I mean, obviously just a gun, you know, like a pistol against, I don't know, 20, 30 terrorists that walk into with AK into the house. They killed him. They killed him, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, they killed him. They grabbed the mom and the kids. And then they got on the motorcycle. You see it on the TV show, but it's a real story. One of those crazy stories that happened October 7th. And then imagine this mother. She has one baby. She's holding one baby. The daughter walking right next to her, and they grabbed her son. She escaped. Somehow there was start bombing from there was a Apache was start bombing around, and she found a very small windows of opportunity to just run away. And she ran away with the baby and the daughter. And she see her 9-year-old, you know, driving towards Gaza with a terrorist. And she's like, you know, like, what am I doing? Like, my son is there. My husband is in the house, probably dead. I'm here with the baby. Like, think about thinking this, that, like, we don't, obviously we don't want to be in this situation.
No, but that's like a hard decision of like,
Like, think about it. This is my son right there. Fuck, I lost my son. Like, what's happening in you? Like, that's something that how you can go back to life. And everybody obviously went back to life. But so they compare those situations that with the sister and the baby and like they spreading their family and you know what I'm saying? Like what do you do?
well, it is like very similar to some of the circumstances like in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Those decisions that need to be made or decisions that are forced upon you. It's like, I have to give up a family member in order to save another family member. But it's like that decision itself is going to have trauma on you the rest of your life, probably for generations.
Probably.
Yeah.
These kids obviously, you know, will have their stories.
Yeah.
You know, the little baby will say their story, you know, to their kid. You know, it's going to be an history. But we're living it right now that's happening now.
Yeah.
In our country. You know, it's a whole different, it takes a whole different, you know, way to look,
people
you know.
can't imagine, you know,
Well,
especially over here, they can't imagine that, which is what I get really upset about is with America as well, is like the armchair quarterbacking that goes on with, how Israel's conducting themselves and how they're fighting back. And, look at now all of a sudden Israel's the bad guy for attacking, you know, Hamas. And I was on a podcast like 2 years ago when, you know, and people were, it was a big hot, like, what do you think about what's going on there? And, you know, and everybody would have their little opinion,
Right.
which I was like, I thought it was a joke. I'm like, the fact that you even think you have an opinion about what they should be doing over there just shows how arrogant you are.
yes.
To me, I'm like, I don't have like an opinion on it.
Right.
Like, war is war. I'm like, and you haven't been to war. I'm like, then you have no concept at all. It's not black and white. And I'm like, and yes, civilians die. It's just the collateral damage that happens. I'm like, there's never been a war where it's just been a clean sweep and it's like we got all the bad guys and all the civilians got to live. I'm like,
No.
America has killed more civilians than probably any other country, you know, in the past 20 years.
Right.
we just hide it and we don't talk about it. And so I'm like, dude, the fact that we're, certain parts of this country tries to armchair quarterback and, Israel should be doing this and that. I'm like,
It's easy to sit on a couch somewhere and just, talk shit about and judge, That's why I'm trying to not judge anybody for anything, especially if I never experienced it even more, not saying my opinion. If I did, I'm allowing myself to talk about Israel. Obviously, I served the military. I came from there. I left the country for my own reasons. So I feel like, okay, I can talk about, share my opinion, but only with my people, It's not that, hey, Netanyahu should do this and the military should, No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
not a part of it.
No, it's just, and I'm.
It would be like me trying to give my opinions on war. It's like, you've never even been close to war.
Yeah, I mean.
You never had that experience. Now, I give my opinions on someone running a tech business.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Stick with what you know.
Yeah, I can't say anything about it. I'm far away from that.
So speaking of this, so your guys' business, right? So you came over to Chicago, obviously, worked your ass off. What is your business? Like, what is it?
So I started over here as just a locksmith, like a guy who's driving between clients. They need most likely open vehicles, open houses, the worst clients. One of my friends who served with me brought me over here. I'm very thankful for everything. Don't want to remember in a bad way, even though, it ended up in a different way that I was expecting, but everything happened for a good reason, for the good people. Doing just changing locks, installing security, commercial, residential, running between jobs, doing 20 customers a day. You literally work like 18 hours, 20 hours every single day.
This is in the south side of Chicago?
I started at the south side because new technician, they send there. You go.
Of course.
You go there.
Go to
If you pass,
walk around.
Exactly. If you survive those clients, I'll get you up north.
You're gonna earn your spot.
Yes, same as ever, right? Military, same way. I guess college, same way. Never been in college, but I guess you get
starting point.
You got always starting point. And then start understanding more and actually become professional, not just a guy who's trying to make some money, right? Because you know nothing, and then you actually become like a professional. And then I start care about my client, or I want to learn more because I wanted to bring more value for my customers. Learning a little bit more areas. Decided to target the area that I lived, which it was up north, the suburbs in Chicago. Great people looking for very high quality, high standard services, customer service, high quality, premium jobs.
Was it more than just locksmith? Was it security as well, like cameras?
I was trying to. I got to the point that I was doing everything under the locksmith umbrella. Right? Okay. Security, car keys, access control, alarm system, all this kind of stuff. And then when obviously Joe got to the picture, when I left these people I work for, I opened this company that called Danny Keys 247. The name actually came out very funny. So my older son Tyler, we're sitting there. I need to come up with a legal name to open a business. I could not use the word locksmith because I have no license. So how will people realize me as a locksmith? My name is Danny. Let's make it personal. And then my son said, we're sitting there. There was like maybe 11:30 p.m. in front of the computer. I'm just trying to create a Gmail right now. And he said, maybe keys. People realize you as doing keys and it's legal. Keys, you literally work 24/7, call it 247, 24/7. And I'm like, okay, fuck it, do Danny Keys 247 at gmail.com. And since then, it become like a fucking brand. Like people love this. People see us on the street, Danny Keys. Like people think it's a nickname. It's easy to remember.
Is your last name really Keys?
It's always a conversation about your last name is Keys, right? I'm like, nah. Otherwise, come on, it meant to be, right? To become a locksmith. Which I was thinking to change a few times, but I'm very respectful for my parents. So I created this company, work for myself, very comfortable, not grinding after all this bullshit that people used to lie to me or send me. It's a lot of in this industry. It's a lot of scams. And I used to work for these scammers. You just don't know because what do you know about the state? You don't understand anything. You just should be thankful that you have jobs and you make some money and shut up. Like that was pretty much it. Mm-hmm. But the more I learned, I got married, I got my green card, become legal here, care about my clients, and I wanted to repeat clients and not just scam you, rip you off, give me all the money I can get right now and don't see me again, block you on my phone, leave me a 1-star review. I don't care, because that was the way I worked before for these people. That's how
Without knowing it. Right?
without knowing it. Until actually the turning point was I broke a door for a client. That was a church. Super nice guy. We had like a whole conversation, and I had like 14 doors to go. And I called my friend, my boss, and he said, just without nobody see, which is church, it's all cameras. I had an amazing, conversation with this guy about life. He said, get your stuff and disappear, and block his number. I'm like, what you mean? I thought he's gonna tell me, don't worry, we covered, we have an insurance, keep working, I'll be there, we'll take care of it. That was not that. And that was my thing that I got home and my wife said, just open your own business. I think you don't work for the right people. People like you're a good guy, don't be bad guy for other people and make them rich. No. And that was my time that I did it. And it took me years. Like obviously I saved some cash, so it helped me, it support my, creating the business, yeah. But that was the best decision I made in my life, man. Open my own business, doing my own way, working my, what I believe, because we're good people. And this guy came like an angel. He called me, I'm in DMV trying to get my license renewed or something. And we have a whole conversation.
I'll give you some backstory first of how he started. So this guy who called him and say, he decided, hey, I'm leaving, I don't want to do personal bodyguard for Netanyahu anymore. I need to do more with my life. I'm making like 10 grand a month, which is great. I'm talking 10 grand dollars. In Israel, it's like 3 times more than the average. So I'm making a lot of money. I don't have a lot of responsibilities, but I'm doing nothing. I'm not progressing anywhere. And then this guy calls them and say, hey, remember we served together. I'm here in Chicago.
I have a
We're doing
company. Come work.
I think it could be great. Come work for me. Eventually we'll be partners. So he's like, you know what? Okay. Like a week later, he's flying. He had like a 6-year relationship.
Hold on, it will be 10 years, exactly October 21st, 2015.
Yeah. So like a week before his birthday, and he had a girlfriend for 6 years, and he
9
calls
years.
and say, you know what? I'm in. He quit. He buys the ticket, tells his girlfriend, listen,
I left
I'm moving,
everything there, man.
Come with me or not, but I'm moving. And he flew. And then when they started working, so they would send him jobs, he would do the jobs, and they would give him a small commission out of this job.
Always promising, one day you'll be my partner. One day
we'll be together.
we'll build an
you
empire.
will manage people. But the real story behind it is that those people, his friends,
Traveling, become rich, and not fucking grinding, man.
what they're doing fake listings online, saying that they have local businesses, basically just reads the IP of the person who looks locksmith near me. It reads the IP. It fakes a listing of a business like at the other street next to him or 2 minutes from him with like a fake landing page.
It's a lot of scams, man.
So they lure him as a lead, as a potential lead.
You probably know that.
Take the customer's information and then send it to him saying, okay, this is the company you work for, 24 Locksmith Chicago, and that's the appointment time, that's the customer number, go, charge him, these are the prices, you go, you charge him, and then they get the money and say, okay, you're going to get 20% of what you charge it. And that explains why you have to overcharge people and rip off people. He didn't know that, but you're charging them for a $100 lock, $1,000. But he didn't know. He said, okay, that's the pricing. And they mandate him buying the stuff from them. And they tell him this is the price you sell it for.
Long story short, what he's trying to say, we knew what we don't want to do. We don't want to bait these people. We want it to be a legit company, with legit pricing, honest. You called me, the people who answer the phone will be Danny Key's people. They know what we're talking about. They know each other. They know the name of the technician. And slowly we built something. Well, this guy came.
So he figured out
to
that...
make it short, man. These people are not trying to be a locksmith.
Anyway, he figured out this industry is crooked in the way it's being done now, and he needs to do something different. And he opened his own thing. Right at the same time, I was already 5.5 years into the military, and I decided that, okay, I'm out. So I submitted my resignation for like 9 months later. And strategically, I said, okay, I want to go somewhere else. I'm not saying Israel. I'm an American because my mom is originally from New Jersey, and she moved to Israel, so I was born American. So I said, okay, I'm going to go to the U.S. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to study. I'm going to open a business. I don't know. But I'm reestablishing all my connections with any person I know that's out of Israel. Now, we've been in touch like once every couple of months.
Yeah.
And we started talking more and more and more. And we got to the point that we're talking 5-6 hours on the phone every day because I was doing overnight operations. And with the time difference, he just finished his work day. So we're talking a couple hours of FaceTime every day. and I'm getting all the information about what it's doing and the business. And then I said,
And
hey,
it got me
listen,
in touch with the team. I used to see all my friends.
so I was asking, what differentiates you from like the big players and the locksmith over there? I said, man, it's the license. It's not something that I'm gonna do, but
Fuck no.
that's what differentiates. I said, okay,
That's where the brain comes into the
partner.
picture.
I'll come. I'll get the license. I'm coming anyway to the U.S. Come next to you. I'll get the license, and that's the story.
How about that?
Yeah.
Now, when your mom being born here in the United States, does that automatically make you
Yeah. So there.
citizen or bring?
So
Citizen.
I call it grade A and grade B citizen.
Okay.
It's not really a thing, but basically, if you're born in the U.S. and lived at least 7 combined years between 0 and 13, you're a grade 8 citizen. So automatically, your kids and grandkids are eligible for citizenship. Doesn't matter where they're born. So I was born in Israel, but I was eligible for U.S. citizenship. But if you're
It's
not
the
born in
lucky
the
immigrants,
U.S. or
man.
don't have those 7 years, then your kids, if they're born out of state, they're not going to be citizen. They will be able to apply for a green card and get it, but not a U.S. citizenship right away.
I got you.
Gotcha.
We're at in Jersey.
Teaneck, New Jersey.
Okay.
It's like 35 minutes from Manhattan. You know the area?
I was born in Jersey.
Oh, so you probably know
Patterson. Yeah.
And also as a kid, I went there like once every 2-3 years to my grandparents. And my mom's brother is still there. He was in the Navy, by the way.
He knew what to expect
And
from America.
his oldest is one of
I
those
did.
stupid college kids. That's a story by itself. But
Who is the fucker?
yeah, but one of the
Hell no.
things that made me want to go to the U.S., I remember that smell of like slightly damp wooden hardwood floors. I remember that as a kid. And that's the smell I wanted
Stuck
to.
with you?
It stuck with me. Later on, when I moved to Chicago, I realized this is what mold smells like.
I made it.
I made it.
That's funny.
But for me, it was not, squirrels and mold and all the good stuff.
Man, coming from Israel, you're taking a picture of the school bus, man. It's like, again, everything is a movie for you, things that,
See road with 4 lanes, like whoa, that's
that's
like
crazy.
a super
I
wide road.
watch a lot of American movies.
oh yeah. Well, you grew up,
Mostly.
yeah.
Mostly.
So, Israeli television, back then, some movies are more like funny kind of stuff, but you're watching a lot of American TVs, yeah.
Y'all grew up mostly speaking
Hebrew.
Hebrew and English, right? Like
Everyone study English at school, but honestly, it's like
mostly Hebrew.
very surface
Listen,
level.
yeah.
Like yes, no, cat, dog. That's
Yeah, kind of like us doing. We have Spanish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very similar idea. Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. And did y'all learn reading in Hebrew primarily, right? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, reading
yeah.
and writing in Hebrew, reading and writing in English, but barely
primarily Hebrew.
primarily Hebrew. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this guy came like American, man. He came speaking
Because
English.
my mom
like,
spoke to me only in English when I was a kid. I hated it because I was shy because all my friends only knew Hebrew, and then my mom talks
It's
to me in
embarrassing.
English.
Embarrassing.
Now you pretty
And I would answer in Hebrew, and I would say in Hebrew, I don't understand, because I was shy and uncomfortable that she talks to me in English. But now I appreciate it. But technically, most of my English came from playing video games. Not video games, but like,
It's called porn.
no, not porn. Those old Pokemon shit on the Game Boy.
Oh, Game Boy.
So
yeah.
I was addicted to Game Boy when I was like 5 and 6. So every time there was a word I don't know, I went to my mom, hey, what's this? Hey, what's this? Hey,
That's
what's
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Man.
Yeah.
So then you guys obviously built your success in Chicago.
Well, it took us time, building a good partnership. It takes a lot of time. Even though we served together, well, the guy I worked for, we served together too. For me, there was a whole, my wife obviously said, don't do that. You got hurt once, don't make this mistake twice. But again, something about my feeling, intuition, about the way he was coming to me, and the whole thing was different.
I was straight up. I called him and said, hey, listen, I want to use you. I'm looking for
I love
strength
it.
in my relationship,
Yeah.
out of Israel. You're one of them. I want to know what you're doing.
Not
I'm
bullshitting
looking for
around. I
potential.
love it. Not bullshitting
Well,
around.
it's better to be straight up.
Yes.
And I said, hey, listen.
That's what got me.
I think you're doing
And-
a wonderful thing, and I think I can make you 10 times better. Let me ride on your success and make you better.
And it almost didn't work. He came, I taught him everything I knew. It wasn't for them. Obviously, he's not the guy to actually work with his hands or deal with people and not making money. While I'm already in a place that I had my own company, making good money, living my life, going crazy with, club night in the city. Nightclub in the city with the wife, traveling, kind of I passed the hard 3 years for these people, established something for myself that was enough for me for now. And then he came, so I'm like, oh shoot, I mean, now I need to give some, to him, and we need to build something. So we both obviously sacrificed something, but we knew what's the end goal. And a lot of ego took out, he came from a very...
Figuring out the roles.
Exactly. And learning that if we'll learn how to, the way he started, it was always straightforward. No bad feeling, no like, oh, should I say it or not? Straightforward then, always. Till now, everything on the table, clear, that's
We
the only
argue
way.
10 times a day.
Well, man, maybe 200 times a day. And we are opposite. Like, you talk about, the moon and the sun, like two different, which is built something, as long as we understand it, we value each other so much. Yeah, I could make good living without him. He could make good living without me, but together we can make something like crazy, like incredible, like, and as long as we understand it and we love each other, I love him. It's my best friend, my best guy, probably one of the only guys who know how to manage me in any kind of way, like, dude, relax, dude, go crazy, all this kind of stuff. Him and my wife, and we build it. It takes time. It takes time, and you have to be willing doing it. You know what I'm saying? It can't just happen.
Yeah.
And
Were you married? Did you bring your wife over
So
here?
when I decided to move, I told, she was my girlfriend at the time, and I told her, listen, I'm going to be done with the army in 9 months. I'm moving. I bought a one-way ticket, connection through New Zealand. No, not New Zealand, what it's called? Iceland, sorry. Connection through Iceland. Doesn't matter, but just had to add it. And I told her, I'm moving. I love you. I want you to come with me, but it's up to you. I'm in charge of my own life, and I'm not going to waste my life staying here in Israel. I don't know if I'll come back or not, if I'll stay in Chicago or not, but I need to do something else. This is where I'm going. And even if you want to come with me, I need a couple of months to establish myself. So you're not coming with me right away. You're going to come.
You shoot her straight.
Yeah. So she was fine for a
played
good
no
couple
bullshit.
months.
He played no
And
bullshit.
She decided that she's going to come. She's a single child and a single grandchild, and her parents moved to Israel from Russia. They fled from the Soviet Union before it fell apart to Israel. So, she's the only thing in her parents' life, so it was hard for her. And she also have a fright of flight. So I came, and she had a ticket along with my parents, so because she can't fly by herself. So they were about to fly, and then a week before, her grandmother in Russia passed away. So her parents, the last week they have together, because she wasn't a citizen. And I told her, if you come here, I'll marry you right away. We'll get you the green card, because you're not going to be here illegal. And I love you, and that was the plan regardless. But I need to see that
Everything went by the
we're
plan.
in the same plan. But anyway, she knew that she's going to come, and she can't leave until she gets her paperwork done. So she didn't know when she's going to come back. And her parents are in Russia, and now she's got a flight. So that was a tough time for her.
I bet.
So for the first 2 years, she gave me a hard time, like, what are we doing here? I want to go back. I want to be next to my parents. It wasn't easy, but
we've been through a lot. We've been through a
Yeah.
lot. There was many times that we almost decided to everybody go back to what the place he came from, and we made it. I mean, it's all in the back. It's on the past.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes it even that much
Yeah.
of a success story. I mean, to all the trials and tribulations that you guys had to go through to get to where you are now.
Yeah.
And then what caused you guys to make the decision to move down here?
We talked about a little bit before.
Yeah.
So a little bit of, first, the weather. The weather in Chicago, being stuck, not even us, like seeing my kids stuck connected to screens because that's all they can do, or going between,
during the winter. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, or going those places, those trampoline places that you can't even see anymore because that's the only thing that you can do. Well, it's 7 months of the year fucking freezing.
Yeah.
And, like, you're not getting sun. You're not being explore outside, doing, like, outdoors, like, something about that. And also business opportunity of growing and people, politics shit,
Yeah.
raising my kids in the place that I want them to be. It's fucked up everywhere, right? So at least pick the best place for you.
Well, that's a choose your state, choose your fate.
Exactly.
So for around 3 years, every year, we picked a place and we went there for a trip with both
Yeah.
of our families and explored both also on the business aspect. So we went to Boise, Idaho. We went to Key West. We even went to Durban in South Africa, and we thought of
To check some places, yeah.
franchising something from there. every year we went to somewhere else while working on getting the business self-sufficient so
Right.
we can then move somewhere else.
We knew eventually we're gonna move. Florida was always on top of our, I mean,
And then this,
we're Floridian, man. I mean,
this
obviously we're Israeli, but inside we feel like we feel belongs over here.
so this March, we got to the point that the business is almost ready, but this March, he's having like a meltdown. He came back from, what's the island
I
name?
came back from Turks and Caicos,
Turks and Caicos, and he come back and tells me, man,
and I'm like, dude, I gotta leave by the fucking
what's
beach.
going on with my life? I feel like I'm too comfortable. I think
easy.
like I'm unchallenged. I think like I'm too far away from the beach. I feel like my kids are not having enough outdoors and enough good time, and they're stuck with this bullshit. I gotta.
I had a very nice meeting with God. 5 a.m. in the morning, me and him by the beach, quiet. Feels like what we talked earlier before we started the podcast. What is actually successful? What do you want to do? Is this like still waking up every morning in Chicago, go to my office like I'm the big boss, meeting the people that everybody loves me? I'm not taking it for granted, obviously, but is this what I want? Still want to do now, or there's time for change?
Yeah.
And I got wake up call in my head, and I'm like, make a change. I mean, it's up to you. You can do it. Yes, 5 kids and make it more complicated. Yes, business partner, make it more complicated. Yes, own a business, and how we actually making it happen without losing everything we built all these years, all this, hustle and effort that we put there. It got to be a way. But what I knew, the decision was made that I can't stay there no more. And
So
brought it to him,
along that decision, he also said, listen, sorry, you work by yourself. I gotta get off some steam. I need some time by myself. I
took
need
a
to
week.
take the family somewhere and just be on my own. And it's like, man,
I ended up over
but
here,
I
38.
I don't want to fly anymore. My 3-year-old, I don't want to fly now. He's driving me crazy. I need a beach that's drivable. So he was looking at North Carolina, Outer Banks, and I said, hey, why don't you go to Panama City Beach? I went there 6 years ago, me and my wife. We loved it. It's beautiful. It's March. It's still decent.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not too much in the water, but still beach and, shirtless and whatever, and enjoy the sun.
I'm looking at places. All the places looks horrible. Not in the way that like not places that I'll stay. Not trying to be bougie or anything, but I'm like, and hold on, and I'm scrolling the B&B map, and I see, hold on, what is this place at? What, $12,000 a night? What the fuck is this? Alice Beach. I'm still looking, 38 area. I'm like, okay, what is this beautiful place? We rented a beautiful home by Seacrest, 2 minutes away walk to the beach. Find out a little bit about this 38. We drove, actually. I didn't want to fly. We drove. It wasn't that bad, but we drove from Chicago about 14 hours. We took a break in Nashville. Nashville, right?
Yeah, Nashville.
Nashville, and anyway, I came here, not driving my car, biking, seeing beautiful people. The beach was beautiful. Everything looks, it looks like a small place, and obviously I saw nothing in a week, but I fell in love. Something about the energy, something about, and this is in America. I can still.
It's a unique place.
Very unique place. You know what I'm saying, right? Like the feeling of the 38 being by the beach, and everything's so simple. I can still dress up for dinner, but I'm literally biking right now. Like that doesn't have to be like, it's not Miami Beach like we talked before, all those,
Yeah.
extreme.
It's not all show off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yes.
It's everybody here. I call it because I was from Indiana. That's where I joined the military out of. My wife and I both are from there. And when we chose this place, I came down here on a training trip when I was still in, and never been to this, spot of Florida. I knew I wanted to retire in Florida. That was my goal when I was just joining the military.
Right.
But had no concept of what I was going to do. But when I came down here, obviously the scenery speaks for itself. You're like, bro, this place is beautiful. The beaches are great. But what I really liked was the people. It was a Midwest type vibe where I do as much as I can't stand the Midwest as far as the weather and all the things that come with it. The people of the Midwest, especially in Indiana, I really like just their whole tone. It's like I said, very salt to the earth. Everybody treats each other with respect,
Kindness,
kind,
respect.
Yeah, and so I found that here, and I was like, dude, everybody here is very like-minded. And even if you're not, it's we don't agree on certain things.
It's cool.
Everyone's cool with each other.
Cool.
Yeah.
I had a friend that I found out he's not liberal, but I would say
Liberal.
Lean left side.
yeah. And we came for dinner, you know, not talking politics and all that, but ended up, I gave him the first whiskey bottle with a Trump face and the cap, red cap that said, "Let's make bourbon great again." And I'm like, dude, take it with you home. It's like a little present for me, you know, I love you. And he took it as a joke. He took it home instead of like, people in Chicago, man, will fucking, you know,
Yeah.
it will be a fight. You know, that losing, like, we can joke about things. You know, you can think this way, I can think this way. We can still have a great dinner, drink 8 bottles of wine.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree, and that's something I really like over here. And I felt it right away. As being a tourist over here, something with people, you feel the energy. I feel like people creating energy. Happiness, kindness, respectful vibe all over the place. I like it. And I said, that's why I want to raise my kids. Even though it's going to be a challenge because, hey, moving from Chicago to here,
It's different.
am I going to be bored? My wife's going to be mad at me. We're going to be out of routine. We are part of a club, you know, are we spending most of our life there, you know, in the morning, the afternoon, the kids, activities, tennis, you know, a lot of things. Because we already established an amazing life there. Now, starting everything, this is actually one of the main things that I wanted to move. I need a new challenge. I need to prove myself I can do it anywhere else. I don't want to feel like I'm stuck here because I'm comfortable. The other way around, I want to feel when I'm not comfortable, I'm making a decision on my own, not because I need to, not because I lost my business, not because I got bankrupt, you know. I want to make a change when everything is perfect and prove myself that it's possible, prove my kids, and we're doing it. We're fucking killing it, man. I'm very happy.
awesome.
I mean, we're here with you guys. Well, can be.
You're leveling up.
We very thankful to be here. So
How long have you been here now?
only 3.5 months, 4 months.
Since July 1st, we moved.
All right.
Nothing.
Fresh. Newbies.
Right, newbies, man.
newbies.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not working the south side.
Yeah, that's right.
It's already a better starting point.
About to plug you guys in.
Yeah.
A bunch of people.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this place is amazing, man. And just the networking around here.
Man, we loved it.
It's not, I wouldn't even call it networking. It's like everyone's just very personable and everyone's willing to help each other out.
Yes.
It's like, hey, what do you need done? Or like,
Everyone's-
how can I help you?
Yeah.
In some form or fashion.
Oh, what's your business? Let me spread the word. Let me
Yeah.
use you so I can, you know, support.
Yeah.
It reminded me back then, growing up in a small village in Israel, before the world was kind of messy, and you actually care about people, and you love each other, and you see a neighbor, and not just want to, you know, like being hypocrite nice. You're like, hey, let's grab a beer. Let's get to know each other. Let's talk. What's your business? Obviously, I feel like everybody here came from somewhere else. There is no, obviously, it's some local people was born here, but not too many of them. At least not I met so many people was born and raised in the 30 area, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like everybody came with an agenda. They made it somewhere else, and I wanted to live good life, and let's just connect with good people.
Hey, what's up, guys? If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm a huge fan and supporter of Firecracker Farm. Alex, the owner, is not only an incredible human being, but he makes an incredible product, and that is why we could not be happier that they are sponsoring the Shoot Me Straight podcast. Each guest, when they come in, will get a sample of Firecracker Farm so they can take it back and enjoy, and I can tell you, to each person that we've given it to, they have not been disappointed. You can put these, put this salt on your favorite food, favorite beverage. I've even seen people put it in their coffee. They love it. There's an assortment of heat, so if you don't like it too hot, they definitely have that taken care of with some mild flavors. And then it goes all the way to extreme heat if you like to sweat. So if you guys are interested in purchasing some, go to firecracker.farm. All right, thank you for listening, and God bless.
So what are you like? How do you guys came up with a like
Podcast.
the podcast? Or what's about it? Or
So, Dave was my neighbor for a while. He lived on the same street as me, and I hadn't retired yet. I was still dealing with all this other stuff going on, but my family was down here, and they became good friends with Dave and his family. And then when I finally got down here, I met Dave. I'm a big UFC. I like to watch those, so I'd have
Hell yeah.
fights. And Dave,
Saturday.
and so Dave, yeah, he ended up moving. He moved to Creighton,
Yeah.
and then
Moved to Graydon.
it was
I
his.
bought this office already,
Yeah,
and I just bought it just to have like a space, because no one works out of here technically but me, and just kind of turned it into my own man cave area.
Nice.
And it was during the summer, and I was telling Francesca at nights, I was like, man, I need the next challenge, right? Like I'd automated myself out of the couple businesses that we had and said, I need the next challenge. And one of the things that scared me the most was like, I hate being on film. And so
I feel the same way, man. I feel nervous as fuck.
Oh yeah, I think
You know, like weird.
yeah,
it's I think what was it? Public speaking is the number one fear for most people.
Yeah.
And then you're being televised and public speaking, that just amps it up for sure.
so it's like that's going to be a challenge. But I have some rules for businesses. Like I come up with, probably like you, I have business ideas all the time, but I like put them to the side, and they have to follow certain criteria for me to like test it. And one of them is it's a platform that exists, that can exist outside my time. Like it can work for me outside the time I put in it.
I see.
And then another one is, it has to really help people. And so what better way to do a podcast that you're putting content out that's not about me or about Eddie. It's about other people and their stories and what they're going through.
That's incredible.
And so we're like, man, let's I can just take this little office, and it's gone through 1,000 different variations. When we
Yeah.
first started, it was GoPros. And,
Oh, interesting.
and
Well, that looks like
there was no
fine.
wall,
Like that looks final. Like fine. Like
it's getting
Yeah, we're 3 years into it now,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
3 years.
Yeah, and like he brought it up to me, and I was like, I chewed on it for a second, and was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. And then we treated it more as a hobby at first, I think, and it still kind of is. I mean, it's something that we just enjoy doing, and I like the concept of having guys like you on, and it's like there's no like agenda here. You know, I will have anybody on. It's like if you have a cool story and some adversity that you got through to like get to where you are now, and you're able to share how you got through that adversity, and because everyone has different ways of
Right.
of getting over obstacles. And I'm like, as long as the listener can walk away with a little bit tidbit, you know, I mean, like, oh, dude, I'm going to take that, you know, and apply it to my life. I'm like, then that's the point of this podcast.
This is the agenda. There is no agenda.
Yeah,
No.
we've never made, neither one of us have taken $1 from this podcast.
No,
Like,
this is
we
definitely
just,
not
me
it.
and Eddie just spent money on it.
Where it's a fucking hangout. I mean, you know, like meeting people. I mean, I'm sure you guys. Well, you might not making money, but I'm sure you're like, you know, again.
No, you get to
You
meet
see,
cool
you hear,
individuals
yeah.
and hear cool stories. And really it's-
Brainstorming, networking,
Yeah,
what I love.
and
helping
really,
people.
What other thing can you do where you have like 2 hours of just uninterrupted like conversation?
What's the best thing?
Yeah,
Just talking. Well, I was very excited when I saw Blaine. I'm like, I know this podcast. He said, "What? Like, you part of it, or what's the deal?" I said, "Well, it's one of my buddy." I was just saying as a joke. Hook me up. I want to go there. He said, "No problem." He texted to you.
yeah.
I'm like, "Shit, man, I'm going there."
And that's pretty much how it works. Yeah. Then Dave texted me. Was it yesterday?
The day
I
before.
was like, hey,
We got those two Israelis.
I'm like, yeah, let's have them on. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah, it's cool, and we'll continue to grow.
there is a plan to make money out of it, or
Organically, plan. Like
how you
it's
make money out of a podcast? More like,
sponsorships.
okay,
Yeah, so you'll have like right now we have enough to like keep the podcast running. We have Isaiah who does all the editing and all, and that's the stuff we sort of learned as we went. It's like if you're just you two doing it, and you're trying to do an episode a week and then do the editing and all that. That's
it's
Time consuming.
Yeah,
and you're also you have your full-time job
right.
on top of that. So
What do you guys do? Like other than that?
so
I run a couple businesses, but like you guys, I've automated myself out of them. I mean, technically, I think we have 8 now, but like,
Wow.
but I mean, most of them require almost none of my time. Like some of them I put time into to
Like some, yeah.
push them, but if I didn't have that time to automate that I was automated outside of those businesses, we couldn't have probably got through those first couple of years because it takes. I mean, you have to go back, edit the episode, then you have to do clips, and you got to build up social. And
the goal
one thing
was-
that helped was Eddie already had such a following. I mean, Eddie was in a lot of ways like super appreciative. It's like you guys, like you super appreciate someone that's a partner in your business because they bring so much to the table.
Right.
Eddie not only brought like a ton of following and all these people that already really respected him, but he also aligned exactly with. I mean, we will listen before we'll talk.
yeah.
We'll like really get good guests. All we care about really is authenticity, honesty. Like we don't care if someone has the craziest shit that we disagree with, as long as they're honest,
Right.
authentic. Like we'll have any.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's been cool. And then I obviously transitioned out of.
Well, will you host some liberal over here?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll let anybody on.
In fact, I would like one at some point, like especially because you start learning, you start asking questions like, "How did you get there? Like what?"
Yeah,
Like,
I
why?
want to know why you think the way you think
Yeah.
without attacking you, or being
No fighting, no argue. Let's actually try to talk.
Yeah, not trying to prove a point. Just tell me how you think.
Yeah,
I need to learn something from every podcast. I think of it that way. Like you guys have something for me to learn from.
What you got this
I learned
podcast?
from. I learned a lot from this podcast. Especially what I like about you guys is y'all were so diverse, and that the main ingredient was y'all just sticking through and not giving up. Like y'all said, you were gonna several times. You're like, man, this isn't gonna work. We're clashing, but you did not give up, and you kept working through it to make something better. I mean, a lot of things can work, but you have to find the right roles. And to do that, man, that takes some arguing. That takes some conflict. And for you guys, y'all had the same core thing of not giving up when things get hard. I think that's
what for the listeners they can. What I hope they take away is just the leaps of faith that both of you took throughout all your trials, like leaving Israel, coming to a country that you had no idea how it works, trying to figure it out there, not, speaking the language, your kids not being able to speak the language, but you still made it and you're successful. And there's probably people listening right now that they don't have like that big of a leap of faith, but whatever like change they need to make in their life, they're probably stuck right now and they're like, oh, I don't know. And then hopefully just listening to your story, it's like, okay, they did it. What's stopping me from doing it? And I'm an American. Like I already, I live here already, so
Right.
I don't have to figure out as much. But
No,
it's just,
it could be way easier, and
Yeah.
you should be better 20 times than
but
That's
it's
what I
still
feel.
taking that leap.
100%.
Right.
And to each person, it feels huge, whether it's crossing the street or moving to a different country. It feels the same within the same person.
Yes.
But you have to get perspective from other people
Exactly.
to, oh, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. I should wake up and do something.
Yeah, and that's
You
right.
have to.
Get out of this.
Don't take life for granted. Be thankful to fucking live and breathe every single day. I feel like I'm talking to my big brother and he's like, I have a plan for 20 years from now, 30 years. Who said you're going to leave there, man? I mean, I'm not saying don't plan,
Yeah.
but for me, you disrespect God, you disrespect life by having such a long way plans. Yes, put them out there. The way I think we should live life, enjoy the fucking moment, live it to the fullest, go crazy. And if people think you're crazy, it's a good sign in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm sure you get it.
Oh yeah.
You live by I mean, why not? I mean, we should be thankful for life and go do something. Be a good person and do something.
Any last remaining words from you?
I feel like, yeah.
Advice?
Live every day, die once.
No. We'll leave it
Dang.
at that.
That's good. That's good.
That's my take. And I learned a lot from him. A lot.
Yeah.
Well,
It was an honor having you guys on here. It was a great conversation.
pleasure, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, and I'm glad you guys are in the area for sure.
Well, see you around, hey. We gotta go either shooting, drink.
We were just talking about that. Yeah, there's a range here that.
The weather's beautiful.
Yeah, we'll get you guys down there.
Alright.
We'll do some shooting for sure. It's
good.
fun.
We'll put a link to your guys' website and
Yep.
maybe your socials or whatever in the description at the bottom. So if people want to check you guys out.
Sounds good. We would love it. Yeah, Danny Keys, 38, man. We here do locksmith and garage doors. We'll serve people like nobody else.
Come on.
Boom.
All right.
All right.
Out.
Out.
Hey, what's up, guys? So when I'm not doing the podcast, I'm doing a lot of traveling. I put on training all over the country for LE and civilians. I also travel a lot for my nonprofit, the Pipe Hitter Foundation. And as you guys know, travel, going back and forth can wear you down. But this past year, I have found the antidote. So let me put you on to Aqua Vitae, Destin's premier IV therapy and oxygen bar. This place is owned and operated by a board-certified ER physician with over 23 years of experience, so you know your health is in good hands. Every IV drip is mixed to Board of Pharmacy standards and backed by CDC-level infection control. Whether you're dealing with a fatigue, a hangover, jet lag, stress, immunity issues, or even PMS, they've got custom vitamin drips and boosters tailored just for that. When you go inside, the place is pretty awesome. It puts you at ease right when you go in there. They have comfy lounge chairs, which are perfect for singles or couples, full group sessions, and you can even book the whole space for bachelor or bachelorette parties, race day recovery, or wellness events. While you're in there, they go the extra mile too. They'll give you blankets, sleep masks, earplugs, aromatherapy oxygen, all complimentary. And the best part, every visit includes direct care from the physician and experienced RNs, all focused on fast, safe, and affordable wellness. So if you're in the Destin area, hit up Aqua Vitae. Your body will definitely thank you.